Let's try this road trip method to get fluency in English language. After all, language doesn't exist in vacuum. Languages are constantly evolving, and if you want to get success, you have to utilize the diverse and dynamic methods to get your destination, that is to speak English fluently. Now, what is this road method and how can you utilize this road method? I have drawn it in the form of a map, and we will use the solar system also. As you know, you have studied solar system from class or grade 1 up till now. You are very much familiar about solar system, but how can you utilize this solar system in your fluency, and how can you utilize this road map? What is the function of this road map? Why a map is used in journey or during your journey? A map is used by the navigators, by the road travelers, by the any traveler is to support them, to guide them in the right direction. With the help of map, or when you are having map in your hand, it means that you are not going astray. You are not going to deviate from your exact path. This is the function of road map. This is the function of any map. So that's why many maps are in the world. So I have also created a map for you because I just want that you have to pick according to your nature, according to your tendency, and according to your ability. Because every person's temperament is different, every person's nature is different, so he should apply the method which suits him the best. So today's video is dedicated to road trip method. Now when you are traveling, three things are required. You have exact amount of fuel to travel. First of all, you should have a map, then exact amount of fuel, and number 3 is the functioning, the proper functioning of the car. Three things are important, and in language learning there are also 3 important key steps, and further I have described these steps into further steps to make you understand what you are exactly supposed to do. So let's start our roadmap trip. You are going to travel. You are going to travel through this road map and towards your destination, because every English learner's destination who is watching this video is to get to fluency. So number one thing, the number one very important ingredient is your input. But remember, input doesn't mean watching the movie. Input just means the very first step of input is guided plan, guided map. When you are supposed to take the input, the first step is the guided plan, guided map. For example, how many hours a week, how many hours a day you are going to dedicate towards your English language journey. And some days during some days you are not going to study at all. And how can you compensate all those wasted hours? There should be the exact plan, exact map in your hand. For that you have to visit English trainers channels, and the best map you have to choose according to your temperament, according to the availability of time, your energy, your occupation, because this plan should be very or super realistic. It should not be that it's high setting goals and then you are skipping that, then you are quitting. This is not the order of the day. Yes, number one thing, guided plan, guided map in your hand to direct your vehicle towards the proper or the right track towards your destination. Number 2 thing in input is build vocabulary. But remember, dear audience, you cannot just absorb all the words in English language. So how can you figure out, how can you find out that these words are important. These words I should have to utilize because they are frequently used words in English language. For this, you have to utilize the solar system. And during this circle or among this circle, this is the high concentrated or high frequency words. Now, what are those high frequency words? High frequency words just means that the words which are commonly and most frequently used in English language. But there is a problem with that. How to figure out? How to find out, are they exactly the most commonly used words in English? So what would you rely on? You should just go in ChatGPT, not in Google, but in ChatGPT, and write down the most commonly used words in English, and you would come out 1000 to 2000 commonly used words in English. The next thing is to build your vocabulary. And it's not sufficient because if you are just mugging up your brain and you are not utilizing, it means you are losing. If you are not using, you are losing. So you have to utilize simultaneously from the very first day. From the very first day. So maintain a conversation. Next point is output. Maintain a conversation, because language doesn't exist in a space. Language doesn't exist in an empty place. Language is meant to be an interaction between or among human beings. So maintain a conversation. If any of your friends is good at English, maintain a conversation with him. But if you don't have that luxury, or if you don't have that facility, just talk to yourself and utilize all those words which you have just remembered or crammed or memorized often and repeatedly, so that they can stay with you for a longer period of time. Next thing, very important thing, is story speaking. Story speaking. Story speaking is the most interesting part of your life, interesting part of your routine. You can devote 5 minutes before going to sleep and just narrate your thoughts about the objects lying around you, about anything which was a source of happiness for you or which was a source of discomfort for you, which was irritating for you. Try to narrate the reasons and how can you avoid that. This is called storytelling. Even more important is your cognitive process. Cognitive process means writing, because writing gives shape to your thoughts. Thoughts are scattered in your brain. It's now the time to jot down all the points, and writing is the best thing. And about writing, you have the flexibility of time, and you can just raise whatever you seem that it's not correct. You can recognize or you can organize all your thoughts. Now the last point is maintenance. You have done your input, you have maintained or acquired your output, but how to maintain it? Sometimes we are overwhelmed, sometimes we just lost the hope, sometimes it seems that we are just giving up. There is no hope for growing, there is no hope for flourishing. It seems that everything is now dead. Everything for us is now come to an end. There is no point for progression. There is no point for maintenance. There is all darkness around you. This is the point where you have to maintain. Where you have to maintain, and you have to stick to one quote. Every dark cloud has a silver lining. Means that when there is darkness everywhere, there is still a ray of hope. Stay continued, stay progressive, so that you can meet your own level. And how can you do this? You can do this by ultradian cycle. Now what is this ultradian cycle? You can take breaks. For example, you are studying for 1 hour, for 10 minutes you have to do your break in order to maintain the system of your working, of your vehicle, because this mind is after all your vehicle. If it has the proper fuel in form of your input, if it is properly functioning in form of your output, if it is in the maintenance state in the form of that you are getting its checked time and again, giving its relaxation time so that its engine doesn't get hot. So this is the important point. If you got this point, share it with your friends and with those persons who really need it. With this positive note, I certainly finally end this video, and I hope that this video would work well for you in 2025. Start working on it, and with this positive note, I end this video. Till the next video, stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.